Hi there, Narvath here. Miles. In this video, we're going to show you how to add your first recipes. We're currently in a new installation that we just logged into. There are no recipes, and this is the first screen you'll see. In fact, you've probably clicked here to watch this video. If you click here to configure the recipes, or if you click here on my recipes, you will go to the screen. At the moment, there are no recipes, and you can create one either here or here. So by clicking, we will create, for example, the rice pudding recipe. And here we need to list the different ingredients. First, we enter the name. Second, the quantity. Imagine you always make the same amount of rice pudding, and we usually add, say, 100 grams of rice, right? So here we enter 100 and the unit of measure, grams. We can put a G, a CR, grams, whatever we want. Then every time I create a new recipe, I want to, here I can mark if adding a rice batch will always be mandatory or not. That is, you can create a recipe without adding the rice batch. And the same applies to the quantity. In this case, I won't mark it, so it's not mandatory, but you can do whatever you deem appropriate. If you want to add more ingredients, click here to add them. For example, I'm going to add milk, and let's assume we put in a liter. Well, it's the same. I can put an L, liter, or whatever I want, and I won't make it mandatory. Or yes, in this case, I will make it mandatory. So with this, I've already created the recipe, and now I have it right here within my list of recipes. I can then register a production batch either from this screen or through the traceability section. I'll click here to register a production, and then now I can input the batch number. Imagine I'm going to prepare a batch of rice pudding, and I can enter the specific batch number for the rice I'm using. For example, it's batch 123. On the milk batch, you'll notice that the milk batch and the milk quantity are both mandatory because I marked them as such when creating the recipe. Before and then nothing. I'm going to enter the milk batch 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to enter this. So there's regarding the quantities now, imagine this. Normally, I use 1 liter of milk for 100 grams of rice, but this time I'm going to prepare double the amount. So what I can do is click here on maintain proportions, and if I enter 200 here, since that's double, it will automatically give me double the milk, okay? If I want to I want to modify it without affecting the rest of the ingredients, then I can do it without checking the box, okay? This isn't useful for just 2 ingredients, but if we had 25 ingredients and wanted to make a double recipe, then it's quite useful. Now I'm going to finalize and save, and it has already saved the entire preparation. If I have made a mistake in anything, I can edit the preparation. And also, we also want to explain to you that, imagine that now, 5 days have gone by and I'm going to prepare rice pudding again. I'm here to register another preparation, and what I have here is the option to enter the last batch that was introduced. What does this mean? It means it will automatically be filled with the batches of rice and milk that I included in the last recipe I prepared with rice. Imagine I now have another recipe, which is chicken and rice. If I click in Kenisa and one of the ingredients is rice. If I click here, it will assign the rice batch. Because imagine that, I don't know, we buy rice in 25 kilo bags, and then it lasts for many preparations. So we don't have to keep entering the batch every time. We only change the batch when we change the batch of that ingredient, okay? And then what I also want to show you is that, at any time you can edit the recipe. For example, if you decide you don't want this to be mandatory, or you do want it to be mandatory, or you want to change anything, you can also go to my recipes to edit or delete it. However, if I wanted to delete this recipe right now, I couldn't, because I have preparations already created for this recipe. In the same way, if I went to the recipes and tried to delete, if I want to delete this ingredient, it won't let me. It seems like it will, but it won't let me delete the ingredient because there are preparations using that ingredient, okay? So it won't let me save it. If I come back here again, we'll see that it hasn't deleted it. And this is all regarding the management of recipes and preparations.
Best regards.